back once again. This is Chris Report, and he assured me that St. Simon's down in Boulders. Folks, this is Chris Wyatt reporting from South Africa. Hello, folks, and welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports at this hour. Now, early morning hours of 13 March 2024, I can confirm that Donald John Trump has secured his historic third consecutive Republican Party nomination for President of the United States. Sweep in primaries tonight, this previous night, the 12th March 2024, secures the bid, taking him over the required 1,228 delegates to put Donald Trump in rarefied air as a three-time nominee for his party. We'll take a look very quickly here at the number of delegates that he has. At this hour, 1,228, which would be 13 more than required to win the nomination. Nikki Haley, who dropped out, has 94. Ron DeSantis with 9 delegates. And Vivek Ramaswamy with 3, who dropped out after Iowa. Tonight's results, Trump has secured 139, or 86% of the delegates allocated so far, 139 of 161. But there are delegates yet to be allocated tonight. In the Georgia primary, Donald John Trump wins 84.5%, 495,000 votes to 77,500 for Nikki Haley with 13%. Trump runs the entire state. The only area he did win out convincingly was in Atlanta, Fulton County area, but he won there 56-40. In DeKalb, in Fulton County, won 59-38. And there you go. So those two counties. The rest of the counties, he just ran the table, absolutely overran the competition. Trump wins Georgia by a wide margin. In Mississippi, Donald Trump wins with 93% of the vote to Nikki Haley's 5.3%. All 40 delegates go to Donald Trump. There are still a few counties yet to report. Winston County and Loudoun County over here have yet to report their totals. But with 93% of the votes in, Donald Trump is declared the winner and takes all 40 of the primary seats. Finally, Washington tonight, Washington State out on the West Coast. This is the one I was waiting for. With 80% of the votes in, Donald Trump sweeps the table once again with 74% of the votes, or 43 delegates. These three put him over top, and he has won the Republican nomination once again. He will be a Republican candidate in the fall. And finally, we're waiting for Hawaii caucus results, which we expect to see Donald Trump win again, but that won't be until 2 a.m., so we got a little bit longer before we get to that. That's a situation at this hour where Donald Trump, historically, is the three-time nominee for the Republican Party as president of the United States. In a big comeback for a man who was written off as dead, a man who they tried to undermine at every turn, a man who they pulled every rabbit out of the hat to try to stop ever since he came down that staircase. And he continues to go on. They continue to lie about him, Joe Biden claiming that Trump will ban abortions nationwide if he becomes president. It's impossible for Trump to do that. Claiming that Trump will withdraw from NATO if he becomes president. It's impossible for Trump to do that. Just like it's impossible for Joe Biden to do either of those things. But politicians lie, and people that don't know the Constitution, don't know our political system, believe what they're told rather than what they should have learned in junior high school or high school. So once again, folks, at this hour, Donald John Trump is the winner in the Republican competition. He will be the Republican nominee going forward in the fall. And there you have it. Unless something bizarre, truly bizarre actually happens, Donald Trump will be the nominee. And at this hour, it looks like he will also be present. We'll see if that happens going forward. But Trump has won convincingly in all 3 of these races. Takes him over the top. Now, there's still a lot of delegates to be awarded, but out of the 13,334 have been allocated, he's reached the threshold of 1,215, and he is the nominee. So still quite a few delegates. There are a total of 2,429 delegates at the Republican convention, and we've gotten to 1,300, so still about 1,000 to go, and the race is decided. Joe Biden, for his part, also won the Democratic nomination tonight with 1,900 plus delegates out of the total that he needs. So he's now also the nominee for the Democratic Party going forward. So there you have it, folks. It's a rematch. No surprise here. Donald Trump and Joe Biden. The question is, will it be a free and fair event? The question is, will drop boxes be involved? The question is, mail-in ballots. What role will they play? And the question is, will people who break the law be held accountable? Unlike in Pennsylvania. Let's see if that happens around the country as we go forward. Lots on the line here as democracy truly is on the ballot. The Democrats are the ones saying that because they're trying to frighten voters. But the reality is democracy is on the ballot. We have a government at the federal level that overreaches, that colludes, cajoles, and coerces tech companies into censoring Americans. Tech companies can censor Americans of their own accord, but they can't do so on behalf of the federal government. That's a violation of the First Amendment and freedom of speech, and it is punishable under the law. Basic violation of the Constitution. The federal government is engaged in these activities. The Department of Homeland Security, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the CDC, the National Institutes for Health, all, and Health and Human Services, all colluded, cajoled, and coerced Twitter at a minimum. Probably many other companies. We do not have the proof because they're covering it up. But we have the proof from Twitter once Elon Musk bought the company and exposed the fraud that was going on by the federal government. Not a single federal charge has been preferred against people who violate the most basic of our liberties, natural rights ordained by man himself, not by governments. These are the rights to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Free speech is not a right the government can take away from you. Not legitimately, it's a natural right. We're born with that ability to speak. Well, there you have it, folks. Donald Trump winning all three tonight. Only one surprise left to go. And they've just updated in Georgia. He's gained another 1,000 votes there, but no change in the percentage. And it hasn't changed in Mississippi. And we are still the same in Washington. And it won't be until 2 a.m. that Hawaii caucus is closed. And shortly after that, we'll know. So I'll look at that tomorrow morning. But at this hour, Donald Trump has won the nomination. And this comes as absolutely no surprise to anybody. No surprise to anybody paying attention here. Trump is the underdog. Surprisingly, how can a billionaire be the underdog? Trump is the rich man who gets the poor man. Trump is the rich man who gets the everyday lunch pail crowd that Joe Biden so desperately tries to become, but he's not. He's an elite aristocrat who's had a pampered life on the government taxpayers' dollars and accomplished nothing in his entire lifetime except steal classified information. But he's a sympathetic old man, according to her, and therefore it's not a chargeable offense. Anyway, folks, thanks a lot for tuning in. And be sure to hit the like button. Nobody here. Wow, nobody cares about this election. That's a bit of a shocker. This one will do very poorly. Just 5 live viewers. Thank you to the 5 who tuned in as I stayed up past midnight when I have my own debate tonight. Yep. 18 hours from now. So I need to go to bed and get some rest. And hopefully I'll do well. Take care, folks. Appreciate it. And thanks for being here. Trump wins. And Biden. There's your rematch for the fall. Coming your way. Trump versus Biden. Cheers, everybody.